thinking about this for a couple of days. Injury report. I managed to stick all of that all the way up to there, all up to the metal bit, into that. Stabbed my hand off. And that's because I was doing this. I was cutting out the engine bays so the lights could shine through. And I went... It caused a hell of a mess. And there was loads of blood. But it was fine. It didn't really hurt that much. So I kept a load of the wadded tape with all the coagulated shite all over it, and put loads of hockey tape that I used my hockey stick all over the top, which is probably gluey, just to keep it in place. Didn't touch it till about 6:30. Went to clean it about 6:30. Took it off and it just went and bled everywhere all over again, because it's about 1 inch deep. So I had to go to hospital in the evening, and they put super glue in it. And then they said have 2 days off. And then I had 1 day off because I had to go and do some work so I could put an invoice in and make some money. And split it open again. Oh dear. This, on the other hand, on one end, and you'll have to forgive me because there are going to be lights elsewhere as well. Firstly, isn't she looking sexual? I've also got... Oh, I wasn't going to do it. I've just taken them out, but now I'm going to put it back in. Just do it on one side. I've got landing struts. And for the moment, the landing struts will just go in like that and just clip into place. And they're steady and they don't wobble. Once they're in place, I won't be worried about it. Sexy, sexy. So on one side, I've just put some white glue on them to stop them from doing things they shouldn't do. One of those, and one of those. So the landing bays have red lights, which are too bright at the moment. I'm going to dull them down, but it's going to look sexy. And then the engine bays, can do that. You get the idea. I'll do a proper video later when I've got the bits. Battlestar Galactica, it's very nice. Can't start the next thing. I can't start the next thing until I finish the other thing. Maybe. Temptation might get the better of me because I don't think I'm going to paint it. Gundam Wing! EW, Endless Waltz. None of that means anything to me, but that's what it is. That's what it is, and that's what I've got to build. This is what I got stung 12 quid income to import tax for. I didn't know what Gundams were about. I've seen people make them, and I was just... Oh, that's a good robot. And I can't believe how much stuff I'm just going to do a what's in the box for you. For noob Gundamers, what you get for the money is astounding. I thought these things are going to be like sort of £80. And they do ones that big in a much larger scale. But with the amount of stuff, and when you think this is essentially just a build toy, and I'm going to open it. No, I'm not. I'm not going to open that one. I'll tell you why I'm not going to open that one. I've watched a video. I've watched all sort of 13, 14 parts, something like loads of parts, 10 minutes of video of this guy who made a custom, exactly one of these kits, but instead of doing white and blue and gold, white and blue and yellow, he did silver with red chrome and blue chrome by painting it chrome silver and then painting a blue ink over the top. Gundam! And I've watched him build the whole thing, which makes me terribly nerdy and possibly spoilt some of the surprise, but I don't really care because look at the amount of stuff on here. Look there, clear parts. And this here is the eyes, which is remarkably small, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to get my airbrush out, my old one, because my new one isn't working yet. And I'm going to airbrush all of these parts green, but I'm going to do them from the front, well, from the back, because these little bits, it doesn't matter quite so much, but that bit there, if you do the green on the inside and not the outside, you'll get much more shine off the plastic, make it look like a jewel. And then you get stickers on here, look. And some of these are water slide transfers, which I'll be awesome at, and some of these are just stickers, which I won't be quite so good at, which I found out with my Optimus Prime. It's not easy. Oh, yeah! And then you get these things that are called polycaps. Oh, I don't know. There. They're polycaps. They're small rubber things and things that fit inside things, which allows like hinge joints and a shield. Look, all the white parts are white, and you can, if you want to, take all the white parts off the sprues and then colour code everything. So you can paint all the white bits a different colour. So you could do a bumblebee one, which is black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. And it's just... Do you know what? When you look at it up close, I've been quite intimidated by this kit. Because I should have just leapt on it straight away and got it done. But I'm sort of saving the excitement of it. When you're a toy collector, and the genuine excitement of wanting and needing that new toy, like waiting for a record to come out in the good old days, and you had to wait till a certain date, and then you go to HMV, and then you could just hold the record in your hand, and then have that annoying temptation of the anticipation of catching the bus home with this thing that you wanted for so long in your hand. You're touching it. There's a physical, emotional connection. And then you have to wait all that time to get home and put it on a record player. Just stare at it, reading the sleeve 1,000 times. That's kind of how I feel with this. This brings back the kind of... Oh, sorry, look at it. You get red bits and shield bits there for the wings. They're quite large. I thought they were much smaller. He's going to be big. And then you get more... Oh, you get body section. And the body section's pretty much already built. And apparently what makes this a master grade... Yes, I went straight to the master grade. Whatever, Trevor. Is inside the body, you have a little cockpit there where you put a pilot seat and a little pilot in there and all that jazz and so there's the head. So the head's going to be bigger than a Transformer. It's going to be like a really good sized deluxe, I reckon. It'll be as tall as a first edition Bumblebee or something like that, but just 1,000 times more articulate. It clicks together on its own and it doesn't need glue. And you can glue it if you want to, because it's still ABS plastic. Or rather, it's still styrene. Because there are ABS bits with ABS written on them and they don't glue the same. And look at those beam sabers, look. Beam. Look how big that shit is. You don't get that with Transformers. That's his gun. That gold crest thing there is his cannon. Look how big his gun is, look. Oh, I'm not talking, I'm just caught up in the sexy goodness of it. I've got to give it a go, haven't I? I don't think I'm going to paint any of it. There's been a big debate on whether I'm going to paint it. That's a lie, there hasn't been a big debate. I have had a big debate inside my own cranium about whether I'm going to paint it. I'll be honest, painting stuff is never as good as you want it to be. Even when other people look at it and go, that's just the best thing I've ever seen, Dave, that doesn't matter. The expectation of self is very, very difficult to attain. So by just making it the plastic colour, I think I will have got what I want from model kits, but what I get from toys, and I'll be smushing them all together into something that's, once I've finished the experience is still there because it's ultra posable. I'm all lost for words now. I'm all dreamy. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Battlestar's going to look fantastic.